The jungle floor vibrated with a rhythmic, heavy thrum as Bruno the elephant stepped through the thicket. Every massive footfall cracked dry branches like thunderclaps, and his low, resonant trumpet call rattled the emerald canopy far above. He moved with a weight that seemed to shift the very earth itself. Finally, at the muddy riverbank, Bruno came to a sudden halt. His trunk, usually so full of life, hung limp and heavy, hovering just inches above the murky, swirling water. He let out a long, weary breath, a sigh so powerful it stripped the delicate leaves from the nearby ferns. The great giant was defeated by something the world could not yet see. He stood in silence, a monument of gray skin against the vibrant green of the wild. Pip the mouse watched the grieving giant from the safety of a lush patch of clover. With a sudden burst of courage, he darted forward, his tiny paws making no sound against the damp soil. He stopped right at the edge of Bruno's massive front foot, looking up at a mountain of flesh. "What is the problem?" Pip squeaked, his voice thin but clear. Bruno lowered his heavy head slowly, his eye, large and amber, coming within inches of the grass. "My stone," Bruno rumbled, his voice like grinding rocks. "It slipped from my trunk. It sits at the bottom of the river, just out of reach in the deep silt." Pip scanned the riverbed, spotting a smooth, round stone shimmering in the dark depths. It was too deep for a trunk, but perhaps not for a swimmer. "I will retrieve it," Pip declared firmly. Bruno blinked in disbelief, his gaze shifting back and forth as he struggled to even track the tiny mouse in the swaying tall grass. "You are far too small for such a task," Bruno rumbled, a hint of pity in his deep voice. He could not conceive of a creature so fragile braving the current. Pip did not bother to answer. He was already moving. He sprinted to the water's edge, his tiny heart racing with purpose, and dove into the river with a soft splash. The surface closed over him, leaving the giant elephant alone on the bank, watching the ripples fade into the brown water. Below the surface, Pip kicked his tiny legs, diving deep into the cool, dark current that threatened to sweep him away. He reached the bottom, where the stone lay half-buried. He dug his small shoulder into the side of the rock and shoved with every ounce of strength in his frame. He pushed until his lungs burned for air, rolling the stone inch by agonizing inch toward the muddy shelf of the shallows. It was a Herculean effort for a creature so small. Finally, he nudged it into the light of the shallows. Suddenly, Bruno's trunk snaked down through the water, wrapping around the stone with careful precision. The giant pulled his treasure from the depths and held it tight against his chest, his eyes wide with wonder. He looked down at the shivering, wet mouse, gasping for air on the muddy bank. "I apologize for my doubt," Bruno said, his voice now quiet and humble. "I never thought to look for help from someone like you."